Hey amazing parents, it's Dr. Lindsay here. Stick with me for 4 questions and I'll convince you why you need to keep watching this episode. Number 1, what are your core family values? Number 2, does your child know your core family values? Number 3, how can your child have behavior that is aligned with your core family values if they do not know your core family values? And number 4, how can you communicate your core family values to your child? This is where the concept of a mantra, a repetitive phrase, comes in. It's very much in line with a core behavioral psychology principle called behavioral rehearsal. It's a method for instilling your family values in your children, and it's a fundamental positive discipline strategy to use when their behavior begins to stray away from those values. So here are some examples of family mantras. One that I heard early on in my parenting experience was grace and courtesy. It was used by the local Montessori school. Another one that I heard at the playground one day is listen and be kind, which really encapsulates a lot of what you want your child to do. Our family mantra is the Emmerson 5. So our last name is Emmerson, and we chose happy, kind, respectful, helpful, gentle. So each of my 4 kids got to have a say in a term, and then my husband and I chose the 5th term. So happy. We decided that this should mean trying to be happy or in a good mood yourself, and also trying to help others stay happy. So very much in line with the positive psychology movement. Kind. So whether others are treating you kindly or not, we decided that you should always try to be kind to others. Respectful. We decided it's important to respect other people by using please and thank you, and by respecting their words, whether they're asking you to do something or asking you to stop doing something. Helpful. We decided we need to help others whenever the opportunity arises, as long as they would like our help. That's a key point. And within our family, we talk about being part of a team that helps each other. And gentle. So this was a glaringly obvious term for us to include, because when my kids were young, we had 3 boys plus our 1 girl. And so gentle touch was very much a common focus of our parental interventions. So when my children's behavior does not line up with these standards, typically the first thing I say to them is I'll insert whatever child's name it is and then say Emmerson 5, and they will repeat the mantra back to me. Happy, kind, respectful, helpful, gentle. And they did this so often when they were younger that mantra just came out in a flash, it was on the tip of their tongue. Happy, kind, respectful, helpful, gentle. It was ingrained in them, these core family values. Now, you could choose whatever you want for your mantra, and it may be very similar to ours, it may be different than ours. We've had times where we use shorter mantras, like my daughter had this shirt that had a bumblebee on it that said, be nice. And so for a little while, we just said, be nice. And then sometimes I focus on love and support. If the kids are going through a particularly tough period when they're sort of nagging on each other or picking on each other, we focus on love and support. I've heard other people use peace and calm. I've heard people use be good, make good choices. And so that kind of gets at this idea of, does what you're doing feel right? Use your moral compass, kind of a guiding light. I've had a mom suggest just using respect. You need to be respectful of others, their bodies, their words, their feelings, their property. So many different things that we need to be respectful of, that could really be an all-encompassing mantra. We've had times when we thought maybe we should have added thankful to our mantra, because lots of childhood dilemmas can be resolved by looking at the situation from a thankful perspective. So it's kind of similar to the happy element of the Emmerson 5 though. But if you're thankful for what you have, then you'll be much happier. Now, I'd love to hear in the comments what ideas you have for your family mantra. Now, I'll add here that there are 3 reasons to choose a 5-point mantra. The first reason is that it creates this nice visual, nonverbal signal of a stop sign. So when your child is having behavior that's starting to stray a little bit from your core family values, you can put up your hand as a stop sign. So not only does this symbolize the Emmerson 5, it's also like a, whoa, let's just halt there and think for a second about how we're acting. Okay, take a little breather, give us a moment of pause, and then you can ask your children to recite the 5 things in your mantra. You say, what's the Emmerson 5 or what's the Smith 5? And then you can wiggle a finger to to signify whichever element they're having a little trouble with at the moment. So you might say, they say, happy, kind, respectful, helpful, gentle, and you say, are those kind words that I'm hearing from you? As a little reminder to use kind words. So you can wiggle a finger or two to denote whichever thing they're having an issue with at the moment, and help them to take a second to look at it from a little more objective perspective. And then the third great thing about having a 5-point mantra is after they take a little pause, after they recite the 5 points in your mantra, you talk about which one they're having a little issue with, you can conclude with a high five. So another great nonverbal gesture that ends on a positive note. And so the major bonus of this strategy is that it keeps parents from saying no or stop to their children's behavior all day long. It allows for a much more positive framing. So instead of saying, don't hit your sister, you're saying, are you using gentle touch? And instead of stop saying that to, are you using your kind words? You're framing everything in a much more positive way. And it's really a more goal directed. It's telling your children, what do you want them to do? So instead of putting that negative, don't do that, which takes another minute to then think about, well, what am I supposed to do instead? You're just using the positive framing by saying, use gentle touch, use kind words. And then it's just a much quicker transition for them cognitively to say, oh, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not doing that. I got to do that now. And so it's much more positive overall in terms of the way you're interacting with your child. And that positive goal-directed language helps them to get to the outcome better. And so as soon as they repeat the Emmerson 5, you're saying, good job. So really, again, positive, you're using positive reinforcement in that case. And you're saying things like, please be kind to your sister. And so I feel so much better using that sort of language with my children than a very negative, don't do that, stop, do that kind of language. Having a family mantra can also prove very useful in a public situation, such that you can have a relatively discreet interaction with your child rather than those sometimes awkward situations where you're parenting your child at a play date or at a playground, and when your child might be a little bit embarrassed to have to talk to you about their less than ideal behavior. So saying something like, use your Emmerson 5 is a great quick reminder to get your child in the right framework when they're in a situation like that at a play date or a playground or something. It's also a great preventative, sort of proactive little reminder of good behavior. So I love to remind them, use your Emmerson 5 as they're heading off to a play date or as they're getting out of the car to go to school, and just before going into a grocery store, any sort of situation where you feel like it might be a little extra challenge for them to stay on their best behavior. Reminding them of your core family values before they enter that situation primes them to really have their behavior align more with those values. So I hope that you love using the family mantra. I find it to be a very effective everyday parenting principle. Now again, there's no single perfect mantra, but if you think your family could benefit from this verbal reminder of good behavior, and perhaps that you could benefit from that positive reframe for your parenting, try out a mantra and see how it works for your family. I have developed a handout to go along with this strategy. It'll walk you step by step through the process of developing your own family mantra. And you can find it at drlindsayemmerson.com/mantra. I'll pop that link in the description below for you. Now, it'll take a little repetition to get it to sink in with your kids, but it'll be worth it when they are easily brought back to better behavior very quickly, and when they're proactively primed for better behavior before any potentially tricky situation. Now, there are some limitations to this method. You also need a positive discipline strategy that's going to be effective in standoff moments, when you ask your child to do something and they're digging in their heels. And that's why I want you to watch my next video on the 3-2 thank you strategy. Keep up the good work on your amazing parenting journey.